Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is that time again where I talk about what the hell did we learn from this game. Well, straight off the jump, the first thing we learn is finishing. We don't finish. Lots of linking, no smashing. That is what happened in this game against Rangers. Chances, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and we just couldn't find the back of the target. Now, it doesn't mean we have poor finishes. It's just on this day, some of the players, they didn't have their shooting boots on. I mean, Diallo mainly had the best chance of the evening. Normally, he buried those chances. Today, it just wasn't the case. On this particular evening, it just wasn't the case. Alejandro Garnacho, couple of shots on goal. One of them being directly at the goal, which, unfortunate again, took a deflection, went out for a corner. On another day, maybe that goes in. Bruno Fernandes had some chances. Harry Maguire had a chance, so hit the post. Ugarte had a chance. Lots and lots of chances. I think our XG was 2.7 or 8, if I'm not mistaken. So easily we could have scored 3 or 4 goals in that game. Very unfortunate, but at least we got the points that we need. We got the win. Now we are 4th in the Europa table in this new format, so we will qualify for the next round and we avoid that extra game. All is well. At the end of the day, you live to fight another day. But some concerns that we must highlight. And look, yes, you saw it on the thumbnail. Hands up. Don't shoot me, Diogo Dalot. It is time to have the comfortable conversation that was uncomfortable for me. I am reaching out to Dalot on the stream before the game that I do live outside the stadium. I gave him some encouragement, shook his hand, gave him some encouragement. He's having an absolute diabolical stinker. Absolute stinker after stinker after stinker. Now, I was in the mindset of he can come good because look at the performance he did last season. You don't just go from that to this. But yes, the system is pivotal. Yes, he's not showing under this system. Yes, he's being played again and again over, for example, Malacia, who needs to get eased into the system or the manager doesn't trust him enough. But bro, I can't lie, from what I witnessed with my own eyes, Dalot's performance was probably the worst I have seen in a very long time. In a very, very long time. Passes being given away. Touches on the ball, poor. Positioning, poor. Crossing, poor. Passes on players that are overlapping, poor. Just everything. Trying to beat a man or getting past someone. Poor. It's just so bad. I don't recognize my player. I'll be deadly honest with you. I do not recognize my player. Yes, a left-footed player in that position instantly helps us. We need a winger or an attacking-minded fullback that helps us. If Luke Shaw was fit, probably he plays. That's a mad conversation in itself to mention him. Alvaro Fernandes for me makes the right sense. 16 million, if I'm not mistaken, is the buyback clause. Go and get Alvaro Fernandes and put him there and bench Dalot, bro. It's just not going to work. Maybe on the right-hand side, it could work a little bit where he's a rotational player, but Dalot stocks are absolutely kapoof. It's like this is a worse crash than the Bitcoin when it crashed, than any meme coin. It's a rug pull. That's what happened with Dalot. The stocks, absolute rug pull. He's turned into a meme. Bro. Bloody hell. The other players, on the other hand, did okay. The performance overall wasn't the best, wasn't the prettiest. Huge shout to Toby Collier. Now, he did make a mistake in the first half that nearly led to a goal. He's young. That was an unfortunate situation. He's learning. He's getting into the groove of things. I can excuse that, but it was a mistake nonetheless. And thankfully, it didn't lead to anything. If it did, that would have been a conversation. So it is important to highlight that. Eriksson played football so well today. I know he's not the player that obviously can stay and play regularly, but it was just did everything right. The set pieces were good from him. Set pieces were good from Ahmad. Those set pieces led to the first goal, which was disallowed, which I'm unhappy about because in the league, that goal that De Ligt scored gets allowed. But in the Europa League, for some reason, it doesn't get allowed. And this is the inconsistency in refereeing, in VAR that we're regularly complaining about as fans. Is the same thing gets allowed when, let's say, Arsenal do it in the league, but it's not allowed when we do it in the Europa League. Well, why? It was barely a push. Barely. But Hey ho, we stuck resilient. Butland makes a diabolical error, but we put the ball in the right area. He makes an error, we get a goal, fine, we cruise. But I put a tweet out saying we are going to draw this game. I was on the phone to Saeed at halftime and I was telling him this is the type of game that if you don't score 2 goals and put the game to bed, you are going to suffer, and suffer we did. Right now we're on a mentality monster hype where it's like, might as well call us Monster FC, because bro, we're energy drink FC right now. We're just running on pure copium hopium vibes, and inshallah, that's all it is. It was that mentality monster that took us over the line and got us that second goal. I mean, just speaking on that second goal, Martinez, what a bombastic cross. Boy, that cross, yeah, I'll be honest, it kind of turns me on. It was sensational. And that hit from Bruno, inject that shit, man. That is what I want to see. Crosses into the box, players smashing. We need to do that more. Now the thing is, we could have scored a couple goals earlier, but we needed to create that chance. We stayed calm. We didn't go crazy with the ball. We didn't try and hoof the ball. We stayed calm, and this is something that Ruben Amorim mentioned. We need to be clinical, he mentioned, but he said we stayed calmer on the ball. We lost, there was a period of time we lost control of the game, but the more control we have, the more calmer we stay, these chances will come. Zirkzee had, a couple half of chances that he couldn't put to bed. Overall, his game went under the radar because he just wasn't at the end of some really good chances. There were some couple good crosses that he couldn't get onto, which is unfortunate. Was he diabolical bad? I don't think so. I wouldn't say so. Rasmus came on. There was a couple times when I was like, Rasmus should have, latter stages of the game, should have passed it to Garnacho through on goal, trying to keep the ball on his feet, but he ends up slipping. Hey ho, water off a duck's back. I'm not gonna dissect it too much. There was times Garte, when he was on the pitch, he could have switched the ball to the wings, to the flanks, and he's hesitant. He takes the safer option. If he switches the ball, then instantly, we're through on goal. There was moments in the first half as well where I'm seeing Martinez switch the ball to Dalot and we're through, but they don't. They're taking the safer option. I think this is something that Ruben's probably dealing with and saying, look, let's just stay calm. Let's not overcook. And I'm okay with that. Where I sat, I saw the whole view of the pitch, and I'm like, well, I'm seeing a pass. There's a pass on, and the player has space to make the pass. Why you're not making it? But then maybe they're seeing it differently and have different tactics. Ahmad was lively. Garnacho was very lively. Whether or not he's playing for a move or playing to prove a point to the fans, I'm not gonna go too deep into it. I'm just gonna say he was lively. He took on his players well. He had good shots on goal, good efforts. But did he have a 70 million euro performance? Did he have a 60 million pound, 55 million pound performance? Or can he? Is the question. You answer that in the comments, because I'm sure there are fans that want him to stay, fans that don't want him to stay. On his Instagram post, he put out an Instagram post saying, thank you, Old Trafford, strong performance from the team. And it's just thousands of comments saying, please stay. Part of me feels like that's tactical. I'll be honest. That's tactical. He clearly knows that there's so many fans that are happy to let him go. The club are happy to let him go. That's why they're looking at bids. Chelsea bid imminent. How much, we will see. The fact that he's put the Instagram picture on, yeah, sure, he's celebrating the team win. I get it. But for me, it's like, proof is in the pudding. The thousands of fans are like, yo, stay. Sometimes these things are tactical. Sometimes these things are not. So, again, just not pay too much mind to it. But his overall performance was good. Could have done more, but one of his better performances. Same for Amad Diallo as well. Bruno Fernandes throughout the game, overall game, punching the ball to Amad Diallo a couple times. Really good passes, keeping it calm in the middle. When we scored as well, he kept the ball nice and calm. Didn't just hoof the ball anywhere. Didn't misplace any passes. Couple times Ugarte had a couple mistakes, but kept it tidy overall. Now, Maguire, last game, keeping Mitoma on, who ended up getting an assist against Brighton, and we ended up conceding in the first 4 minutes. Today, he comes on because De Ligt, Lenny Yoro, they've got knocked that we need to be careful of, and he gets spun so easily. Maguire's been getting a lot of praise because he's been doing well, and he's been getting the praise rightly so. But it's almost got to the point where we're praising him so much because we've also criticized him so much. So now it's like when he performs good, he's like, he's so good, he's our best defender. Because we've gone to the other extreme and we've said he's our worst defender, under different managers and different systems. We're not selling him, and I want to keep him because to replace him is going to cost us 50 million and upwards. So it's okay for him to stay for one more year, but These things we need to be aware of. At number 9 for Rangers, one touch, one bang, boom. And the game was almost written off. And we need to be careful of these scenarios. The manager started with a back three that he trusts, but obviously he had to chop and change things up because of knocks, and we've got big games, high pressure games coming up. Maguire is really good in the air, really good physically, brings some sort of calmness, but he does have the odd mistake in him, and he is slow running back to his own goal, and we must keep that in mind. When we are critiquing him, when we are giving him praise and all of the other stuff, we must keep that in mind. For me, overall, man of the match, I think I'd have to give it to Bruno Fernandes. I want to give it to Toby Collier. My heart is in 2 bits. You guys let me know in the comments, who do you want to give your man of the match to? The man of the match was given to Bruno Fernandes. Toby, for me, has been doing so well. Overall, he's come on, shown his class, shown his maturity. But I think for this game, Bruno Fernandes deserves it. And speaking on Bruno Fernandes and Toby Collier, Bruno said this on Toby Collier. He said, Toby doesn't need help, to be honest. He's a great kid, a great example of a professional. He's a great example of someone who comes from the academy and knows his place, knows how much he wants to get into the positions of other players. He trains very well every week, trains at the maximum level. He's a really good kid who wants to learn. He's eager to learn. And listen, he has big qualities. He's aggressive off the ball. He's aggressive running with the ball. He's class in tight spaces, and he's just going to get better. Very good. Toby Collier is looking at Garnacho, looking at Kobe Mino, looking at Ahmad, and thinking, these boys are getting contracts. These boys are getting pay rises. These boys are being implemented into the first team. I want that too. And Ruben's clearly seeing some quality in him in training sessions and in probably one-to-one sessions. And he's thought, let's give this guy a run out, giving him his opportunity, and he's grabbed it with both hands. He played today in the midfield, and he did so well. So well. I was so happy with him. And the maddest thing is, he looks better than Kobe Mino in that position. An uncomfortable conversation, comfortable for many, but he does look better than Kobe Mino. And I think benching Kobe Mino for a couple of games, Ruben working with Kobe would be the most beneficial thing. When Kobe was coming on, great cheer from the crowd, rightly so. And I think it's just, we got to take it easy, because I'm seeing the odd fans online saying Kobe this, Kobe that. There was the thing that we saw that Ineos are open to seeing offers for Garnacho and Kobe Mino. So we got to take it easy with Kobe. Last season, he was great under Eric, clearly not fitting well in this system. We've never seen him in the 10, and we're probably not going to see him in the 10. He does go further forward naturally and do well when he goes forward. So let's see how this thing pans out. All I want is Toby's doing well and Ugarte's doing well. If we do get a midfielder in the summer, likes of Douglas Luiz or someone along those lines, coach Kobe a bit more. Let's take it easy. Amorim speaks on Alejandro Garnacho. This is when he's talking about Alejandro's last game at Old Trafford. Is it his last game? Amorim says, I'm focused on the games, and he's here. He's a player for Manchester United and was really important for us today. Let's see the next days. So he's not confirmed that Garnacho's staying. And I'll be honest, the way the club is going with the bidding and talking to other clubs, I think Alejandro's leaving. Point blank period. I think he's leaving. I think his eyes is set out somewhere else. He's clearly spoken to Conte. He's clearly entertaining other clubs. And he wants to play in the Premier League. So Chelsea, he fits the right profile in terms of Chelsea, because Chelsea love young players, developing players, right wages, cheap wages, and they invest big when it comes to these young players. So I think Chelsea are probably going to end up bidding £55 million for him. This is a record as well for Toby Collier. Toby Collier in that game became the first Manchester United midfielder on record to make 50+ passes on their first appearance at Old Trafford in a major European competition, while also maintaining a pass accuracy of 94%. So a very specific stat, but the key points is 50+ passes in their first appearances, good passes, with a pass accuracy of 94%. So the majority of his passes were crisp and good. So very happy with him, and his stats back him up as well. Ruben also spoke on Alejandro and said he's improving in every aspect. He did well inside and outside, which he did. Going at the players, going down the byline, cutting it in, all of that stuff, it was good. Exactly what you want. So he did the right movement and the right take-ons. The times when he needed to beat a player or try and take on a player, he did. The times when he needed to go inside, shoot or pass, he did. But hey, let's be honest. Rangers, can you do it in the Premier League? Can you do it in the Champions League? Can you do it against big teams? It's the bigger question. He has potential. He understood what I wanted to do. I was very clear. I want to help him, but it's them that do the job. He then speaks on the transfer window, Ruben, and he says, I don't know what will happen in the window. Let's focus on the games. We have these players. Let's improve the team. Think about the players that are here. Ineos have a job on their hands. They need to get busy and they need to get active because, bro, window closes, I think, in a week and a bit. So, week and couple days. If we sell Alejandro, we'll have 5 days, 7 days max to try and make a deal happen for that position or a wing back. Are we going to be able to do it? Are we going to end up overpaying for Dorgu? Are we going to go and trigger the buyback for Alvaro Fernandez? It's all up in the air, but at the end of the day, it's the money from Garnacho that is going to open up the floodgates for us to spend on 3 players if we can. Probably, I think at this point, looking at it, I think we're only going to get 1 player. One's going to leave, one's going to come in. Marcus Rashford, again, not in the squad. He's absolutely banished from the squad. Man United are done with him. At this point, Manchester United have had enough. He's not even in the squad, bro. He's not even in the squad. Tom Heaton is coming to games. Marcus Rashford is in the stands with the fans. And that tells you everything. Manchester United are sick of him. Ruben Amorim has had enough of him. He's not played 6 weeks, something like that, since December 12th. And it's not time to go. I think Rashford is waiting on Barcelona to free up some wages. At the end of the day, it's not Marcus's fault. I'll be deadly honest. As much as I want to part ways with him, it's Manchester United's fault because they gave him that wage and now they can't get him off the books. Who's going to come in in the summer to get him? A big question. Let's see. Only time will tell. Ruben, speaking on the game, he says, we started the game scoring first. That's very important. Of course it is. We take a lot of interest in set pieces. And from the first goal, you can see we can take it to Europe. In the Premier League, the first goal would not be disallowed. It is very important. If you look at the schedule, it's 2 weeks with 1 game. It's big to prepare for the Premier League, so it's important to stay in the top 8. And he mentioned that De Ligt and Euro felt something in their legs, so we need to be careful. He said the opponent is different, the speed is different, everything is different, but they tried. You can see it again, the connections, the movements, some play, and we did well for the time we had to train, because obviously he's not having a lot of time to train. He said, we're not playing our best, we are far from that, but we improved from the last game. We lost control of the game for 7 minutes because of small bad decisions. Even when we suffered Rangers' goal, we were so near to the second goal and missed so many chances. But we recovered and it was a good victory. The point is we just need to be clinical. That's what he said. We need to be more clinical. Chances like this don't come often. But, you know, fortunately in this particular game, we made loads of chances and we must take them. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why people disagree with me, but I want Manchester United to go toe-to-toe with any club and throw the book at Victor Osimhen. I do not want Delap, and that does not mean I don't like Delap, but bro, we are missing a gunman, and Victor Osimhen is that gunman. Go and get Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres. Go and get Gyökeres. One of the two. Get me a killer. Delap is young and is developing. Let him develop, bro, because we already got a headache of development here. If we sell Rasmus Højlund, get Delap, I'm okay, because then I'd still want Osimhen on Gyökeres. But I want a proven, seasoned, grown killer. And that's when we will start scoring a lot more goals and being clinical. With that being said, let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Take care, people. Peace.